Indonesia continues to establish cooperations with different counterparts from different parts of the globe to achieve mutual understandings and cooperations. We are here at the residence of the Ambassador of India to Indonesia to discover what many ways we can foster this friendship, relationship to achieve the set goals. Join me inside as we speak to Mr. Ambassador himself.
The Republic of India, situated in South Asia and the seventh largest country by area, also most populous nation in the world, with over 1.4 billion people. It shares borders with Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar, and has a long coastline along the Indian Ocean. India is a federal parliamentary democracy and a secular republic, with New Delhi as its capital. Its vibrant political system is the largest democracy globally. Ranking as the fifth largest economy by nominal GDP, India is one of the fastest growing major economies. Key sectors include information technology, agriculture, manufacturing, and services. India plays a prominent role on the global stage through its participation in BRICS, G20, the United Nations, and various regional initiatives. With more than 22 official languages, a mosaic of religions, and a civilization stretching back thousands of years, India is a living testament to unity in diversity. Known for its rich history, democratic institutions, and technological innovation, India continues to be a pivotal player in shaping global trends in the 21st century.
Hello, you're watching Ambassador Corner here on TVR World. I'm Rahmat Idris. For over 75 years now, the Republic of Indonesia and India have both enjoyed such harmonious relations, diplomatic ties, spanning across many different and very important sectors. Both countries also shared such deep-rooted history when it comes to cultural exchange and also our robust engagement in international affairs. And here I am right now at the residence of the Ambassador of India to Indonesia, here in the capital Jakarta, Indonesia. We're about to deep dive on a way to further foster friendship between the two nations and the outlook for the coming futures for both Indonesia and India. And right now, I am extremely delighted and honored to be seated in conversation with the Ambassador of India to Indonesia, His Excellency Sandeep Chakraborty. A very good day to you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you very much. Shukriya for making the time for TVR World.
Thank you very much, Idris. I'm very happy to be on your show on TVR.
We shared the mutual feelings. Well, India has always been such a very important partner and friend to Indonesia, dating back to the 1940s, being one of the first countries ever to recognize Indonesia's independence. At this point in time, 75 going to 76 year this year of Indonesia and India diplomatic ties, Mr. Ambassador. Give us a sense of where we are and the landscape of this relations between our countries.
Thank you. Well, our diplomatic ties are 75 or 76 years old, but our people-to-people ties are very, very old. They date back to 3rd or 4th century when Indian merchants used to come here, scholars came here. There were lots of linkages between Nalanda and Maurajambi, and also, many visitors used to come. There was a cultural exchange. There were these kingdoms here, Sri Vijaya and later on Majapahit and all that. So they had very good contact with India and ties. So there was this religious, cultural, social interaction that happened over centuries between Indonesia and India. And then during the Republic time, when Indonesia was fighting for its independence, there was a great deal of contact between your leaders and our leader.
Yeah.
In 1949, actually India organized an international conference on Indonesia in January of 1949, and Biju Patnaik of India, one of our national leaders, came on a plane and took away Prime Minister Sultan Sajir and Muhammad Hatta to attend that conference. The Dutch were not allowing them to go, and he landed near Jogja, and with great risk to himself and his aircraft, he was able to take these two leaders who participated in the conference. So that was the kind of relationship we had. And then during the rule of President Sukarno and Prime Minister Modi, India co-sponsored or co-convened the Bandung countries, and during the course of the interview I will give you some more details.
Right. I'd like to echo what you just said there earlier, Mr. Ambassador. The fact that 70 years ago this week we commemorate the Asia-Africa Conference. As you said, it is a milestone for the countries in both continents, initiated by our very own founding father, the first President Sukarno, and also the then Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, which is a pivotal moment in history for both countries as the initiator. And you took to the podium during the commemoration itself in Bandung earlier this week. You said, and I quote, that that was a moment in history where it is transformative for the region. How do you think 70 years fast forwards from that moment in history that we are rising to the occasions, in particular for the countries within the Global South?
Well, you see, it was the Asia-Africa Conference and its impact which led to the development of this concept of South. Earlier there was no concept of South.
Yeah.
And I think India and Indonesia are natural leaders of the Global South.
Yeah.
And now when the world is facing a great deal of turbulence, you see what's happening with respect to geopolitics and geoeconomics.
Yeah.
I think the role that India and Indonesia play together, working together, will be very, very crucial for how the world will be in the coming years. So I see a great deal of opportunity. In fact, I have been talking about Bandung 2.0 in some of my writings, and also in the commemorative speech.
We made news on that actually.
Yes.
Ambassador.
So what I mean by Bandung 2.0 is that, you know, everything that we do need not go through the north. You know, we should do more with each other. Indonesia and India should trade more with each other, or similarly India and Indonesia should do more in Africa, in Latin America, in other parts of Asia, which need to learn, which need our experience, our development graph, our experience of how we dealt with issues like poverty, how we have dealt with industrialization, now how we are dealing with digitalization. So these are the learnings I think are very relevant for the Global South, and we need to share more with each other. I think this is what we want to do more with Indonesia. We want to participate in the Astachita of President Prabowo. We want to get more involved in some of the schemes that he is conceived and launched, implementing. As you know, the midday meal scheme, in the midday meal scheme, he spoke a lot about the experience of India. And in fact, Indonesian experts went to India to study how we were implementing our midday meal scheme. Again, on digitalization, a big team of experts went to India recently. We are trying to see if the Indian Aadhaar, the unique identity structure could be adopted here, because it is very cost effective. We are now looking at some other examples like direct benefit transfer of subsidies for fertilizers or fuel. So there are many of these examples which have been launched in India, which we could very smartly adopt in Indonesia. And when President Prabowo went, in fact, you mentioned in the beginning about the 75 years. So I think the crowning glory or the culmination of those celebrations was the visit of President Prabowo to India for our Republic Day, 75th anniversary.
January earlier this year.
Early January this
they
year.
also met in November for the G20 in Rio de Janeiro. Warm exchange there.
They met in Rio, and then they met in Delhi. And I think President Prabowo's visit in January was a landmark. Very symbolic also, because President Sukarno was the chief guest at our first Republic Day. and
Right.
President Prabowo went on the 75th anniversary of that occasion. And Indonesia also participated with the marching contingent.
Yeah.
There were
About
troops were
350 soldiers
marching, yes,
taking
yes,
part at the
yes,
Republic
and
Day.
then a band. I think that made a huge impact in India, and Indonesia got a lot of profile and mileage in India. There was a lot of stories, and I think it has helped me as ambassador of India to take the story forward.
Right.
Because there is greater awareness, consciousness.
Yeah.
Many companies from India want to come to Indonesia. Similarly, Indonesian companies are looking at India,
Right.
and there have been lots of visits. So things are moving.
Right. So we go way, way back, but it's flourishing even more at this point in time. We have a lot to unpack on that regards, Mr. Ambassador. We're going to take a short break right here on Ambassador Corner. Do stay with us until then. Welcome back. You are still watching Ambassador Corner here on TVR World, and we are still with the Ambassador of India to Indonesia, His Excellency Sandeep Chakraborty. Mr. Ambassador, I'd like to touch on what you just said earlier, that we are developing all the many important sectors, trade, investment, even education and culture. As a matter of fact, in the span of 2023 to 2024 alone, we have over 30 or nearly 30 billion US dollars worth of trade, but we need to go beyond that and elevate it even more. How do you see these opportunities evolve in the coming future, especially with the Act East policy that's also been put in place and playing into a certain role, strategic role in our cooperation?
Yes, I think I'm very happy you mentioned Act East. Act East policy of India is 10 years old now.
Yeah.
It started in 2015, and now we are in 2025, so we have been commemorating the Act East policy for 10th year. What Act East policy means is that do more on India's eastern borders and beyond.
Yeah.
So Indonesia is actually a prime focus of our Act East policy. I'll give you a small example so that you will understand better what it means. In 2015, we had one ambassador in Indonesia who was also ambassador to the ASEAN and ambassador to Timor-Leste.
Yeah.
So my predecessors were like that. Today, we have an exclusive ambassador to Indonesia. We have an exclusive ambassador to the ASEAN.
Yeah.
And since last year, we also have an embassy in Dili, in Timor-Leste. So, you know, we have, instead of one, we have 3 ambassadors. That shows in a very nice way the commitment of our government towards our Act East policy. ASEAN is our largest trading partner.
Yeah.
ASEAN, and within ASEAN, Indonesia is the largest trading partner. My concern in the trade relationship is the huge trade deficit in favor of Indonesia. In fact, I was telling your leadership that you know, you are very worried about a $16–17 billion trade deficit with the US after the Trump administration imposed tariffs, but we have a similar trade deficit. So we must do something. You know, it
to
may
balance
not be,
it out. Yeah.
we must do something to achieve more balance in our trade, to allow Indian products to come to Indonesia, to open up the doors, remove the non-tariff barriers, remove some of the quota restrictions that are there.
Yeah.
I think our demands are similar to what are the demands from the Americans.
Yeah.
So if Indonesia moves on those lines, I think it will open doors for everybody, including India. So I'm not asking something which is very particular to us. It is a general, I think, view across countries that there are several roadblocks to doing trade with Indonesia. There will be some kind of disbalance in the sense that, you know, Indonesia has things which we don't have. Like you know, you have abundance of palm oil and steel and
The largest exporter,
coal and the things that compose your export basket. And similarly, we have some advantages.
Yeah.
One thing which in fact, I recently met with BAPA president, and I was mentioning to him that, you know, we can do much more on pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are expensive in Indonesia, and India is the pharmacy of the world. So if you you know, give us some facilities and the regulatory challenges are lesser, Indian pharmaceuticals can come into Indonesia.
That's something that we can develop in the near future. Well, Your Excellency, would also like to use this opportunity in this particular segment to get to know you a little better as a a career diplomat. You've been posted to many countries before here in Jakarta, Indonesia. Correct me if I'm wrong, a stint in the United States, in Peru, Bolivia, also in Bangladesh. With all these spans of careers that you've been undertaking your whole life, how does it compare and shape you sort of to navigate your ways here in our country?
Well, it's a very interesting question, but the answer is that every job, every posting enriches you.
Comes with own challenges.
Yeah, it comes with your challenges.
Yeah.
It comes with many learnings.
Yeah.
And I will start with the challenge here. This is my first foreign posting where I don't speak the local language.
I see.
So everywhere else that I have served, I have spoken the language because
you speak Spanish. Yeah.
I speak English. I speak Bangla, which was very useful in Bangladesh. But Bhasa I do not speak. But I have convinced myself that before I leave Indonesia, I will be speaking Bhasa. And maybe my exit interview could be in Bhasa with you when I leave.
We hope to do that before
let's
2026
whenever that comes.
Whenever opportunity presents
itself.
But
I am actually very fascinated with Bhasa because through language you realize the connections between the peoples and our ancestors and forefathers. So I am very fascinated with Bhasa, and I am always looking at etymological roots of Bhasa. Where does a particular word come from? Because Bhasa is also a agglomeration of various languages. So it's very fascinating.
And to note the fact that we assume the presidency of G20 in a row, Indonesia and India, is something else that brings us closer together.
Absolutely.
And next up, in the next segment, we would like to explore more of your beautiful arts and culture, which we know about a lot and have a lot of sense of it, a lot of those contents, if you would say, from India here in our country, but would like to hear your words about them. We're going to take another quick break here on Ambassador Corner. Do stay with us. Well, thank you for taking me on tour, essentially, at your beautiful residence, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you, Idris. This is my wife, Dr. Taruna Chakravarti. Taruna is a name very popular even in Indonesia.
So. Exactly. It means strength. So, Madam Taruna, thank you for welcoming us to this beautiful residence of yours, and thank you for making the time.
Our pleasure and time.
It is such an honor to meet you. Shukriya. And we are here for the third segment of Ambassador Corner here on TVR World. We've moved over from the living room to the dining room. And right in front of us, as you can see, and I mentioned also earlier that the textile of India, the cuisine of India, all the many aspects of culture have been an integral part of our Indonesian culture here. And right in front of us, Madam Taruna, Mr. Ambassadors, are the beautiful Indian textiles that we know of in the name of sari. Tell us about the philosophy and the origins of sari, Madam Taruna.
So the sari has been worn for thousands of years now in India.
Thousands of years,
yes. Yeah. And the particular thing about the sari is that each state, each region has its own designs, its own weaves, its own style. So for example, if I can show you this one, this is the patola. Patola is from Gujarat.
Gujarat,
and if you see, this is complete. It is a double weft.
I see.
So you have, in Indonesia also, you have the ikat.
I see.
What we call ikat
That's
in
the
India.
inspirations probably from thousands of years ago.
Yes. So this time when we went to Toraja, we in fact picked up a piece from Toraja.
I see. That resembles so much.
That resembles so much.
Wow.
So this weave, double weft weave, is done in several parts in India, but most famously in Gujarat.
Gujarat is the origin of Mahatma Gandhi, is it not?
Yeah, home state of Mahatma
Gandhi. Yeah, because we were there during the last year, the Diwali visit, so where you're not allowed to eat meat, and there's a lot of different aspects of culture that we learn while being there.
Yeah.
So this is from where?
This is a Chanderi. This is from Madhya Pradesh. So the thing that distinguishes Chanderi from the other saris are its very fine quality. See how transparent and light it is.
You gotta have another layer behind this, I suppose.
Yes, sari is layers.
Sari
is layers.
Due
So,
to the
yes.
transparency.
Yes, and
That's
it's
so
a very
beautiful.
fine, it has to be very finely done.
Yeah.
So this is the body of the sari, and here you have a very gorgeous, this is called the pallu of the sari. So this is all, it is done with golden thread, and it's all woven.
Hand woven.
There is nothing, all
handmade.
hand woven. There is, in all the saris that I have here, there is nothing printed.
I see.
This is all different traditions of weaving in different states.
What
Here we come to the Banarsi, from Banaras.
Varanasi,
Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh.
The Tanchoy weave, you know, where you have the patterns are flowers, geometrical shapes. This is of Banaras. Very heavy, again, it's made of golden thread.
They look extremely
thread.
exquisite, I gotta say, Madam Taruna. And are they worn at specific occasions only, or on a daily basis? Because they are truly, truly special.
We don't have a special sari for special occasions.
I see.
We just wear very beautiful and gorgeous saris
Exactly.
for any occasion that, that we want to.
That presents
Like today she's
themselves.
wearing
yeah.
one.
Yeah, so this is the
That is
Kanjivaram.
beautiful.
I'm wearing a Kanjivaram.
Right.
This is from South India. This is from Tamil Nadu.
Right.
Yeah,
And we
so-
have a few more beautiful ones right there on the
Yes.
table. around
So
here.
this is from Andhra Pradesh, from South India again. Pure silk woven with gold thread.
Goodness. That's
Yes.
very
That is
beautiful.
Odisha,
This is from Bengal.
Bengal.
This is where we are from.
Right.
Bengalis
I
from
see.
West Bengal.
Yeah.
And the particular thing about this sari is that on the border of the sari, the bottom part is called the border, and on the pallu of the sari, which is this part, we have characters of the Ramayana and Mahabharata.
Oh goodness, that is something that we can truly
Yes.
relate,
Yes,
because there's a
yes.
lot of
I think
legends
we
and
need
folk
to show it
stories
to
of
the cameras, yeah.
yeah. If they can just zoom
Can you
in
zoom
to
in?
the
You see these
to the
characters are from
weaving, that is
Ramayana
something
and Mahabharata.
Yeah.
that is
So this is
exquisite.
Like
Radha
you
and
see
Krishna.
in Prambavan temple
Yes.
and
which has been there for hundreds of years,
years,
and the temples also at Prambanan. Goodness.
this is from
So these are stories told in
stories
a sari.
from my home state.
So how do you find the semblance of similarities when it comes to textiles and fashions, Madam, and also Mr. Ambassador, between Indonesia and India, dating back to hundreds of years ago?
Well, I think the weaves are similar with the patola.
Yeah.
And the other thing which
Like the ones in the Raja you
which went-
mentioned.
yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that went from Indonesia to India was the batik.
Exactly.
But I-
the one you're wearing right now.
Yes.
I wish I was wearing one too instead of this scene.
So, but I find that the batik in Indonesia is very sophisticated and very fine, because you see, it was taken so many years ago by our philosopher, by Rabindranath Tagore.
Yeah.
He liked it here and he took the technique there. So batik is done in India. I have a sari of batik,
Yeah.
but and it's beautiful,
Yeah.
but it's not as fine as the work that is done in Indonesia.
Wow, so I would love to see that batik
That
sari.
similarity is
That is
amazing.
quite
You have
a
it here?
blend of
Yeah,
culture there. Thank
In
you
fact,
for this beautiful
I also
words.
have a very special batik shirt, which I will show you later. It is a limited edition batik
Yeah.
made for me. It has the Garuda on my chest,
Wow.
on the side, at the back, and even here. So this it's a very rare batik
This
that
That is an
Spectacular.
extremely
Spectacular.
limited edition. I guess.
Extremely limited edition.
Probably
I'll
the
show it
only the only one made especially for you. That is.
I once wore it when I went to meet your president, and you know it looked great in his presence.
Well, what better occasion to
Yes,
wear it, right,
absolutely.
Mr. Ambassador?
Absolutely.
And not only the textiles, now a lot of other Indian culture influence here in India, including its cuisine. But I'd like to hear from you on the more authentic aspect of it.
So today, why don't we have a small kind of a trial or something, an
Yeah.
experience, culinary experience? So we will go to our next segment and maybe taste some popular Indian foods with you.
I cannot wait. I have been saving space for it. Let's go over to the other side of the
Yeah.
dining room. I am now extremely delighted to be seated at the dining table of the residence of the Ambassador of India to Indonesia. Mr. Sandeep, just thank you so much. You promised us delectable cuisine and delicacy from your country. Allow us to get in.
Yeah, so today we are trying to give you a little bit of an experience. Since this is not dinner time, this is tea time.
Yeah.
So we have what is known as chai,
Oh,
masala chai
that's
in
the
India,
Indian
which
tea.
is kind of a national drink. We all have chai, hundreds of cups of chai, maybe tens of cups of chai every day.
You start your day with
We
this.
start
if I
our
hear,
day
yeah.
with chai. And if you want to add sugar, you can add sugar, but this doesn't have sugar.
Right.
So this is tea made with milk.
And also, there's a fragrance of spices coming out of this too.
Yes.
Madam
So,
Haruna, what's in it, if you know?
Ginger, cardamom,
Yeah.
clove.
Goodness, it's all very, very good for you, for your
It's-
body
yes.
too. So,
In Indonesia also it's used a lot, isn't it?
yeah, we know.
Ginger and cloves.
cloves.
Yeah, but probably without milk. But we have all
Yeah.
of these other herbal
That's true.
ingredients as well. But this is something. All right, allow me to have a taste.
Yes, please do. You can add sugar if you want.
Oh, even without sugar, what is there?
Yeah,
it's already very delicious. All right.
Okay, so that was tea, and tea is very frequently had with something known as samosa.
I
So
see.
this is a samosa. This is made at home by Ibu Taruna and
Goodness.
her team.
You cook,
She
madam.
cooks, yes. And her team. And basically, this is flour.
I see.
Flour coating.
Yeah.
Inside there is some kind of filling made out of mostly potatoes and peas, and again some spices, peanuts and other spices. So please, and this is had with what is known as chutney. So this is mint.
The chutney.
Yeah,
Mint.
chutney is a very now an English
Yeah, it's like some sort of condiments or sauce that goes
word.
along
Something
very
like
well with it.
sambal, but not very hot. So the chutney is
There's no chili or green chili whatsoever in it, is it?
No, there's a little bit of green chili.
Oh, there is
chili.
green chili.
A little bit, of course.
And mint. Oh, I
mint
see.
Yeah.
and coriander. So
Coriander.
please help
Oh,
yourself with
thank
the
you so
samosa.
much.
And,
Let me have the
you
samosa.
know the
and
way to
I
have
don't
it.
know if it's the correct way to
That
put that
is
on.
correct,
So.
that is correct.
Yeah.
This is the way to be done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
The chutney hits you right away. It is delicious. I feel like a food critic now, and I'm just speechless. And as you said, the potato filling is absolutely delicious. I've had pani puri
Pani
before,
puri, yes,
so there's a lot of what other ingredients, what other cuisines from India that you would truly be proud of, and something that people truly associate with Indian cuisine, madam.
Well, I think for whatever reason, North Indian cuisine is more well known, in abroad, out of India. But I think every region, whether it's east, west, north or south, has lots of dishes and flavors to be very proud of.
Right.
And because they're very distinct. You know, the cuisine changes almost every 100 kilometers.
Exactly,
in
the
India.
variety and
The variety,
the
yes.
sheer variance of it all. I mean, we know we associate curry like a lot. That's the reason I wear orange tie for this particular occasions. But it goes way, way beyond that, right,
Yes,
madam
it
and
does,
Mr.
it does.
Ambassador?
So each region has its own speciality. For example, in the south you have, things like idlis.
Dosa.
Idlis are the steamed rice and lentil. You can call them pancakes.
Yeah.
And surprise of surprise, it originally came from Indonesia.
Goodness.
Yes,
Wow.
there is historical evidence.
How did that come to
yes,
be?
No, because in the past, Indonesian kings used to go to India,
Yeah.
and when they went with their entourage and their cooks, and there is some kind of a idli equivalent in Indonesia, and the people in India picked it up. Now it is more popular in India. It's a staple breakfast food in most parts of India, particularly in the south. And there is now evidence, and a lot of scholars and writers are saying that idli originated in Indonesia. So that's one more link.
It's incredible because most Indians, even Indians, don't know it.
Don't know it, and if you tell them, they will be slightly surprised.
Now I've learned something about our relations, cuisine-wise as well. Right, moving forwards, we are now entering. You are about to say something.
No, there is one more thing which I thought you should experience. So this is a savory taste.
Yeah.
India is also very famous for sweets.
Yeah.
And we have an Indian equivalent of an ice cream, but it is not ice cream. It is it's homemade. It's called kulfi. So we will now make you have a little bit of a kulfi.
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 So it's a cold dessert.
It's a cold dessert.
Madam Taruna.
Yes.
So because Indian meals are spicy,
Mm-hmm.
with lots of spices, not necessarily hot but spicy. So after an Indian meal, if you have something cold and something that cools, this cools down the system.
To balance out all the spices.
To balance out the spices.
Right. So what do we have in here?
Please explain.
Let me just
So
find a
it's made of reduced milk, pistachio, cardamom, and saffron.
cardamom and
almonds, yeah.
saffrons. Goodness,
Cardamom,
this is very delicious.
Is it? Thank
If
you.
I'm not in camera right now, I would just chomp on it right away. But oh wow, this is very delicious.
Yeah.
Madam Taruna, this has been a delight. Thank you very much for spoiling me, essentially, and later my crew, to this wonderful delicacies and getting us closer to the very essence of Indian culture, the textile, the art in the living rooms, and now the cuisines that we will always cherish. And before we close our program, Ambassador Koner, Madam Ambassador, and also Mr. Ambassador, walk us through some of the biggest homeworks that you still have left. I mean, we know that you'll be here in Indonesia at least until 2026. That homeworks that we need to, all the details that we need to iron out in between Indonesia and India, concerning the fact that we shared a lot of different deep-rooted histories. We both faced colonialism many years ago and shared different cultures that we both cherish. So what's in the nearest future for us?
So as I said before, we want to have more exchanges at the high political level. We should have more visits of our leaders, our ministers to each other. We also want to push the economic agenda. We want more trade between the two countries. We want to see more investment. We want to remove the barriers to trade. We may have a bilateral trade agreement. Mantari Bappa Erlanga is planning to go to India in the coming weeks. So there will be movement on that part. We also want to get more involved in the digitalization of Indonesia and participate in projects in using AI, because we have some experience in that and how we have rolled it out in India that we want to share. We also want more exchanges in the cultural area. You are from Jogja. You will be happy to know that during the President's visit, it was announced that India will cooperate with Indonesia in faster restoration of the Prambanan temple, so that more tourists can visit Prambanan. That is a discussion that is going on. We want to have more exchanges. I have been thinking of bringing the Indian soccer team to Indonesia. That has somehow not materialized, but I would like to do that.
Are you bringing crickets to our country then?
Cricket maybe not, but
that's going to be another.
Soccer is popular in Indonesia, and your team is doing well. I hope it qualifies for the World Cup. But I would like to bring our soccer team. And as I said, we want to inaugurate our new museum. New embassy. The new embassy here, and I think on every front we have great cooperation in the space sector. We have an Indian satellite tracking station in Biak. We want to work more closely on satellite. So I think the relationship is full spectrum. There is hardly any area where we are not working with Indonesia. The challenge is to do more, do better. And I think both your ambassador in India and me, we are at it all the time.
Right. And lastly, from you, Madam Taruna, how would you say the involvement of Indian diaspora here in our country and the people-to-people relations between Indonesia and India can be further nurtured in the coming future?
Well, I think the diaspora which is here, they are already working in some social projects, you know, where they help certain NGOs and all of that. But certainly, I think more work can be done with respect to culture.
Yeah.
You know, getting troops from India, taking troops from here to there. These are because the government can't do everything.
Yeah.
The private people have to step in as well.
Yeah.
You know, the citizens have to step in as well.
Yeah.
So I think if that is done, it would greatly contribute towards
Yeah.
increasing ties,
Yeah.
strengthening ties between
Yeah.
the two countries.
And that would be an easy task, if I may say, because after all of these conversations, we can safely assume that we are more alike than we are different. So it's an easier path ahead. And this has been such a pleasure and an honor for me to be here and to talk to both of you, Mr. Ambassador and Madam. Thank you very much. Shukriya for making the time for us.
Terima kasih banyak, Pak Idris.
Oh, there you go. That is thank you very much in Bahasa Indonesia. And thank you for being with us in the last half an hour here on Ambassador Corner on TVR World. I'm Rahmat Idris from the residence of the Ambassador of India here in Jakarta, Indonesia. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.